Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name's Karo or karo.lineart, and today we are painting portraits. And with sketching portraits, I usually start with the big shapes, and if you are new to this, then I would recommend looking up anatomy, of course, but also look up some simplified versions for heads so that you know what needs to go where and what you need to look for. For example, the things that I look for are if the eyes are on the same line, if the nostrils or the corners of the nostrils align with the eyes starting point. And yeah, things like that I always try to check just so that we don't have little mistakes and then the whole thing starts to fall apart. But yeah, if you want an actual tutorial, let me know. After my big sketch, I always like to go in and see if everything is correct. Usually I have to check the skull of the head because I also need the neck to align with it as well. And with this sketch I needed to redo the forehead a little bit and the hat's position. It's actually been quite some time since I've done portraits, and these two that I will show today are just reference from Pinterest that I found and that I liked. Actually, I was kind of confused where to start because it's been so long, but I thought, the easiest way to get into something like this is just to do some studies, so that's what we are doing here. And I just laid down the base colors, very loose colors. I can't even say that they're correct to the picture, but I'm not really going for realism here because I'm still trying to find this nice spot with faces, especially what I like to do, what's the style I like to do, and I'm still kind of confused with it, but these ones were pretty okay. You can definitely see that I'm a bit more hesitant with the brush strokes and with the colors I am placing because this isn't like drawing animals that I usually know how to do, and it just goes very fast. Here I'm more experimental. I'm looking what works, what doesn't work, so it's more chaosy. Yeah, with the brushstrokes, it's more of a chaos than a very refined painting. Definitely want to in the future for this to be more smooth, like the painting in general. But I do love my brushstrokes, so I'm not mad about the way they turned out. I just think I can definitely get a better flow, I guess. So I'm not going for realism because I want it to be fun. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because it's been a while since I've done anything like this. I used to do these kinds of things in school, or maybe not exactly like this, but I had to draw and paint lots of heads, and it kind of became a huge hassle. So that's why I liked drawing animals, because it was something for me. And now it's been so long that I thought, you know what, maybe I do like drawing people, and maybe I would want to draw more. And nobody is forcing me to do this anymore, so maybe it's time. I painted a few more heads before these two on Patreon and I shared some. There was one that I really liked, and that one was the first one, and I think why it was so good in my eyes was because it was very loose and I had zero expectations because I also wasn't really planning on making this video yet, but I thought, you know what, why not share it, and share the process and share the start of the journey with you guys, because I don't know where this will go. Hopefully somewhere nice. Hopefully we can get more inspiration. I do feel like I'm kind of getting more excited with trying new things out, and I feel like I want to draw faces at least, or humans, every day now, or paint a face every day, because it's almost like a little challenge, but I also want to see what I can make, like do better, or if I can make the process quicker, or if I can change the style to fit what I want more, because right now, even though I like the results, I'm not really sure this is how I will continue painting faces, because I do want more of a really stylized look. I don't know. I really love the anime kinda look, but that's not what I will apply to my paintings. But I want to go for semi-realism. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We will see. It's a lot of research and a lot of just practice and doing things. So yeah, it's confusing sometimes to try something new. Also, don't worry, the animals will still appear, they're not going anywhere. But yeah, I decided, since we're being so loose with everything, that I'll just go in with some acrylic markers as well and just do some little scribbles, because I was really trying to force my brain, be like, okay, it doesn't need to be perfect or realistic, it just needs to kind of look good, you know, that you're like, oh wait, I guess this looks okay. And of course my brain needs some kind of serotonin boost, so I finished it up with some little sparkles because, you know, I think sometimes it kind of tricks your brain into thinking that, yep, this is very cute and adorable and you should like this because look, there's sparkles. So I added that, and then of course, as usual, I needed to finish it with my trusty pencil. I will link it down below. It's so perfect. It goes so nicely with acrylics, and yeah, I love it. It's my favorite tool, one might say. I almost didn't go through with the second girl because I wasn't really sure about the sketch. This is why I wanna refine how I draw the faces, because when I'm painting everything seems clearer, and I think it's just because with faces you don't really have that many lines, you know, it's more about edges and where things switch and stuff. And for this reference I also kind of didn't like her hair. It was very boring. It didn't really do anything, so I decided to give it a bit more flow, and also kind of tie these two together a little bit. So yeah, that's what I did. And then again, of course, I just went in with some base colors. Sometimes they're a bit intense, like her hair, but I tone it down. To be fair, she had very gingery hair, so I thought, okay, why not? Let's just do a very saturated color and we can tone it down if needed. Also, if you noticed, what I tend to do and what I love doing with acrylics, and that's why I use them, is if I mess up anywhere or if I want to blend something or take something away, I can very quickly do it with my hands. It means that my hands will be very messy and dirty, but it's a tool I use. So I just take away the layer I put on, and if I see that that's not what like if it looks bad, or I just did a little oopsie and went over something I didn't want to go over, then I just with one swipe can take it away, because you know acrylics don't they're not like gouache where it can start merging with the other layers, so you can easily just take the layers off, or you can always go over them. So that's why I like acrylics. I know that a lot of people tend to not like them, but for me it's a very useful tool to know that whatever happens you can just go over it. This reference had more intense lights, so it was very fun to experiment with the values. And the way I do it is, again, I put the base color down, and then with kind of a light shadow tone I go over and just establish the shadows, so that my brain is like, okay, here's the light and here's the shadow, and then I just go and start picking apart the piece and go in with the harsher shadows or lighter highlights and just build it up. I like to put the shadows first more, and then the highlights are the last part. But yeah, I don't know, I liked how it turned out. And of course I'm also trying to experiment a little with some style choices, like a line over the face, especially at the chin area, and then a little bit of a different color for the eyelashes. She also didn't have that kind of blue eyes. I just wanted to add blue eyes. And then I kind of stylized the eyes a lot, since I'm not really painting on a big area, then the eyes are quite small, and to start adding details it can be a bit tedious. So I just try to simplify it a little bit. For today, I really wanted to focus just on the face, so I wasn't really putting that much effort into the hair because I think another day, another time, I will do that, like just the hair. So yeah, also I was trying to make the eyes be the focus area, so I tried to make it that they're kind of the darkest and most detailed area. So that was one of the things I tried to do. And also for the hair, I just wanted it to look nice, that it's not super detailed, but it kind of supports the face so that everything together looks well. One thing that I did struggle with, except the faces, is the paper. It's very smooth and I love smooth paper. It's just the first layers were very blotchy a little bit. Not too crazy, but I had to keep it in mind. So once you have the first layer down, then it's a bit easier to blend, but it's not a very blendy paper for acrylics. So that was one thing I had to just constantly be like, okay, I can do some extra smooth blending today. But again, for me, it's totally fine, and I love some brushstrokes. So for this one, I also went over with some acrylic markers and of course my pencil, and I also added some sparkles because if the first girl had that, then this one also has to have it. So I just went crazy and added some sparkles and some stars because why not? We need to build the empty space anyways. But yeah, let me know what you thought. Comment little sparkles or stars and let me know which girl you like the most, and maybe give me some inspiration what I should paint next, or if you don't want to see this then let me know as well. But yeah, I think in the future I might even do just eye drawings or hand drawings, or maybe we can start also experimenting with some other what's it called, concept art for people, something that's not a reference like today. Or we can also go into something, I don't know, like Avatar and draw that. I don't know. I'm brainstorming right here, right now. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed it and you had fun watching this. But yeah, thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!
Hold me tightly like I was there and whisper softly in your ear that everything is gonna be alright.